done! Back away, sir. You're trespassing.
Prince William smashed a palace security camera with his bare hands. Seconds after watching footage of Princess Charlotte being dragged away as a child, and according to Royal Guard Oliver Grant, that was the first moment he realized William had been hiding fear, not power, all these years. The incident began late one night inside Windsor Hall after a minor electrical failure temporarily restored several archive surveillance servers long believed to be corrupted. Most palace staff ignored it, but Oliver Grant didn't, because one specific archive suddenly reappeared inside the system. A deleted security recording dated nearly 15 years earlier, the night of Charlotte's disappearance. Officially, Princess Charlotte had never gone missing. According to palace history, she simply spent several weeks recovering privately after the palace crash. That was the story repeated for years. Publicly, privately, everywhere. But deep inside Windsor Hall, older guards always whispered about one terrifying night when the entire palace quietly entered emergency lockdown for almost 6 hours. No staff allowed to leave. No phones. No records. And afterward, everyone involved suddenly disappeared from royal service. Grant had heard the rumors for years, but he never believed them until the footage returned. The timestamp showed 2:13 a.m. a dark palace hallway near the restricted west wing. At first, nothing moved. Then Charlotte appeared. Tiny. Barefoot. Wearing pale blue pajamas. Grant immediately felt sick because Charlotte looked terrified. The little girl kept glancing behind herself as if running from someone. Then the footage glitched violently. Static filled the screen for several seconds, and when the image returned, someone grabbed Charlotte from behind. Tall man in dark formal clothing, one hand covering her mouth. Instantly, Charlotte kicked violently, trying to escape. The figure dragged her directly toward a hidden service door beside the hallway wall. Then, the video froze completely. Grant stared at the screen in horror, because officially, that hallway never even existed on palace maps anymore, and according to the security log, someone had deliberately erased the footage. Less than 2 hours after it was recorded. Grant immediately contacted Prince William privately. 20 minutes later, William arrived alone inside the underground security room, still wearing a dark formal suit from a royal dinner upstairs. Grant said nothing at first. He simply replayed the footage. William watched silently. No emotion. No movement. Until Charlotte appeared on screen. Then everything changed. The color drained from William's face instantly. His breathing became uneven, and the moment the masked figure grabbed Charlotte, William suddenly exploded. He grabbed the nearest monitor and smashed it directly against the wall. Glass shattered across the floor. Grant froze. He had never seen William lose control before. Not once. But William looked genuinely terrified now. Not angry, terrified. Who restored this footage? Grant hesitated. The servers recovered it automatically during the outage. William turned pale. No one else saw this? Grant slowly shook his head. For several seconds, William just stood there breathing heavily, then quietly whispered something Grant barely heard. I told them to destroy everything. Silence. Grant felt cold immediately, not because of the footage, because of that sentence. William realized it too. Late. His expression changed instantly, but the damage was already done. Grant stared at him carefully. You knew this footage existed. William looked away, and somehow, that silence answered everything. Grant replayed the footage again. This time slower, frame by frame. And suddenly he noticed something horrifying. Charlotte wasn't looking at the masked man. She was looking at someone else, someone standing farther down the hallway. Watching that, the image quality was terrible, but one detail remained visible. A royal signet ring reflecting the hallway light. Grant paused the footage completely. The room fell silent, because William recognized the ring instantly. Grant saw it in his face. You know who that is. William's jaw tightened immediately. Then, softly, turn it off. But Grant didn't move. Instead, he zoomed in further, and suddenly Charlotte's face became clearer. Tears. Panic. And one sentence visible on her lips. Right before the footage froze forever. Please don't let him take me downstairs. William closed his eyes instantly, like hearing something he had spent years trying to bury. Grant stared at him in disbelief. Now, what happened downstairs? William said nothing, then quietly sat down for the first time since entering the room. He suddenly looked older. Broken. Like a man carrying something rotten inside him for years. Finally, William whispered. She remembered something she was never supposed to remember. Grant's blood went cold. Thunder shook Windsor Hall. Above them. Then William looked directly at the frozen image of Charlotte on the screen, and said the sentence Oliver Grant would never forget for the rest of his life. The wrong people realized she survived. Silence swallowed the room, because suddenly, Grant understood this had never been about protecting the monarchy. It was about hiding whatever happened beneath Windsor Hall the night Charlotte disappeared, and according to one former palace servant, that was the exact moment Oliver Grant began secretly investigating the lower levels of Windsor Hall himself. But according to Oliver Grant, what William said next was far more terrifying than the footage itself, because before leaving the security room, William quietly turned toward the locked elevator leading beneath Windsor Hall, and whispered, she was never supposed to go back down there. If you want part 2, leave your theories below. What is really hidden beneath Windsor Hall? And why was Charlotte taken there as a child? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more hidden royal secrets and emotional palace mysteries.